Good fucking morning, guys. It's your girl, anniegomez, and I'm here drinking my coffee. Um, just a quick promotion. I restocked my seamoss deep conditioner. I gotta put some labels on these, but yes, I'm still in business, y'all. I just lately I have not been for the past couple of months. I slowed down with promoting or whatever. Um, but I'm still in business. I still get orders here and there, but I am looking to make it pick back up. Um, so yes, please, I'll put the link down in the description. If you've never ordered from me, this will be a great time to order from me, so you can see, that my products are actually quality, and I actually restock this. This is something that is always low in stock, so I would suggest that you go get this now. So, anyways, oh yeah, I make it with real sea moss. I soak the sea moss, I clean it real well. I make it into a sea moss gel, and then I incorporate it with oils and water, and everything like that. And that's how I get this. This is extremely hydrating and nourishing to the hair. If you know me, you know that I have a great amount of hair. It's thick, it's healthy. Um, so yeah, this ain't no gimmick. But anywho, do you like my hair or whatever? Yeah. So, what would today's topic be about? I swear to y'all, I be having so much stuff that I want to talk about, but I just don't be feeling like offending anybody because the shit that I be wanting to say be like, girl, it's 2024. You can't talk like that no more. But anyways, I figured that I would talk about New York City in general. Anyways, I probably will get off topic here and there, but I just need to go on a little rant. So basically, if y'all don't know what's on in New York, I think I mentioned this in another video. If y'all don't know what's going on in New York, they have allowed a lot of migrants, whatever, into New York City. New York City is one of the few places where there's so many resources that people flood here because they understand the type of help that they're gonna get if they need it. So with Mayor Eric Adams and I believe she's a senator. What is her position? Governor? Governor Kathy Hochul. They have been providing a lot of resources for refugees, migrants, immigrants, whatever you want to call it, right? The issue with that is it's not in moderation. It's like it's getting so bad. The train, New York City is already filled to capacity. It's like you see a cup that's full, right? And somebody is just pouring water and the water is overflowing, and that's essentially what New York City is doing right now. There's no room. There's no room, not because we don't have room. There's no room because we don't have adequate housing for these individuals. Okay, there is a lot of buildings and apartments and places that are just sitting vacant because of cost of living, because of taxes, all types of reasons. These landlords are just holding on to these buildings and not um building them up. I can get into all of that. Like I'm a housing specialist. I can literally tell y'all some crazy shit, right? So anyway, with that being said, essentially there's no room. There's no room for them. A lot of them are out there in Queens, Astoria, prostituting. There has been an influx of them over here in the South Bronx, more and more. You see them; they're drunk. You're starting to see them on drugs. You're starting to see whole families of them. You're starting to see more and more of them on the train with kids on their back selling candy. It's a lot more fruta ladies. It's a whole bunch of, and they be out there with babies 2, 3 years old. And it's like, naturally, the human in me, the mother in me, is it feels for them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also frustrated because it's like a lot of the it feels like they're coming here and being provided with a level of assistance that New Yorkers that have been here already needed. You know what I'm saying? So they're being provided with housing vouchers and all type of help, because of course naturally they need help. The problem is now people are feeling away. People who never had an issue with migrants or immigrants are now starting to feel away, because it's like, hey, I've been standing on this line for assistance for a long time, and here come this guy undocumented, or here come this woman with all these kids and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden you're offering them a place to stay, you're offering them work, you're offering them housing vouchers, blah blah blah. New York City is not an easy place to live, y'all. It's not an easy place to live. The cost of living has skyrocketed to the point where if you're not making, they say it's 51,000. Don't quote me on this. They say it's 51,000, but the fact is, your average New Yorker, I believe, they said is making less than that, like 40 something thousand, right? The problem is, of course, in Manhattan, the pay rate, or people are getting paid more. You know what I'm saying? Because Manhattan tends to be filled with old money. It tends to be filled with transplants. It tends to be filled with people who have a higher education. So Manhattan, but the catch to that is, if you're going to live in Manhattan, if you think rent is high in the Bronx and Brooklyn or whatever, Manhattan is like straight up spit in your face. Here's the rent for this box. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't even matter if you're making 72K. You're still struggling. You're still struggling in New York City. It's so bad that city workers, the cost of is it called cost of living? I forgot. A livable wage. When I got hired at my job, the livable wage, meaning the wage that, the minimum wage that it would take for you to sustain a living, like a normal rate living at the time that I got hired, was $26. When we got into the job, they weren't offering a livable wage. There was this white guy in the orientation, and he was going back and forth with the instructor as if it was up to her, which was annoying me. But I understood his frustration. He was like, y'all not even paying us a livable wage. And she's like, yes, I understand, but that's what's breaking ground. Maybe you should negotiate or speak to HR. Like, she was trying to explain to him, like, hey, it's not me. I'm just here to teach the class. You know what I'm saying? But it's terrible out here. It's terrible out here. People are basically have no choice but to move out of state. The problem is, with moving out of state, the cost of living is rising over there. In other states as well, you're not getting paid as much. So even if you still had debt from living in New York, if you have children in New York, it doesn't really accommodate you. It just kind of alleviates the fact that you're paying $2,300 for a 1-bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that you can't do better or anything like that, but it's not as easy as people would like to make it seem, especially if you have children. So if you're a single person and, okay, you don't like your job, you can't afford your rent, at any point you could find a job in another state, find training, blah blah blah, and just move how you want to move. When you have children in school and you have those other expenses and all types of things going on, it's like you're spreading yourself extremely thin. There's been an article recently that it said that the backlog for public assistance applications almost Don't quote me on this. It said like basically almost like shut the system down. It's so bad because they have made it so that people could apply for public assistance online, of course, because of the pandemic. So they made the process easier. The thing with that is now more people have access to apply, and there's not enough workers to accommodate all of these applications. So, yeah, it's terrible. You're starting to see people homeless that you would never think that you would see homeless. I'm starting to see Indians begging on the street. I am starting to see, like, I'm assuming Chinese. They look Chinese. I'm starting to see them like homeless, having some mental health issues. It's not, of course, it's not a frequent thing, but you see it and you say, oh, I've never seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in New York City. You see a black person, you see a white person, and you see a Spanish person, homeless, begging, on drugs, blah, blah, blah. So when you start to see people that you would not normally see in these situations, you know it's getting bad. You know that it's getting bad. I'm starting to see more girls. And when I say girls, I mean these girls is 18, 16. I'm starting to see young girls, more young girls on the street. Before, homelessness, to me, I associated it with men. I'm starting to see young boys. I'm starting to see men in their 30s who have all 10 fingers and 10 toes, willing and able and capable of working, but for whatever reason, they're in the situation that they're in. The crime rate, they're thinking about, what did they say? What part of the military? They're thinking about having, I forgot what part of the military. Basically, the crime rate on the train is so bad that they're thinking about having one of the branches of the military on the fucking on the trains. The crime rate on New York City subways has skyrocketed so bad. It's always been bad, but you always kind of knew, okay, if I take the train around this time, I'll be all right. It doesn't matter what time you take the train now. You're on high alert. And what annoys me is that these jobs are so like, oh, come back in office, but they really do not understand the fear that people have getting on the train. Like, the days that I have to go in office, because my job is hybrid, the days that I have to go in office, I'm literally like, I have to pray, I have to prepare myself, I have to walk around with my little shank. I gotta really be in defense mode, like I'm a soldier. And then y'all want to complain about New York women, because it's this ongoing joke that New York women are men, but it's like y'all really do not understand how bad it is out here. These people are attacking children, they're attacking old people, old women, pregnant women. It does not matter who you are. When you have a mental illness, you think you're going to say to yourself, oh, she's pregnant? No. If you're seeing this woman look like a lizard, you're just going to attack her. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you have people like this. There's people that are getting on that you would not even think have an issue. Like, they have regular clothes on and all of that. And they're getting on the train having psychotic breaks. And I don't care what nobody says. New York City has legalized weed or whatever. My issue with this is I've been seeing an increase, because it's not only the quality of living that's affecting people, like the economy, no money. The resources are here, but they're depleted, or whatever the situation is. Just, the government, the city, laws, whatever. There's a whole bunch of reasons. But people are also not understanding that The legalization of weed in New York City has also has had an ill effect. Now, although it helped with decriminalizing people who sell weed or smoke weed, blah blah blah. What has happened is, being that these shops are selling all this weed, and it is synthetic weed, is chemically enhanced weed. These people there's a lot of people that's smoking weed, and they're addicts. They're fucking drug addicts. They're no longer like the laid back, chill weed smokers that we used to know. I'm 36, born in 88. Niggas was smoking regular weed and getting high. It was just fine with that. Weed turned into this gorilla grip, pussy chips, all types of weird, crazy names, ice cream dip literally doodoo type of, all these crazy shit, all these crazy colors and crazy strains and grown hair and enhanced with this. And what I'm seeing is a lot of these people that smoke weed are moving like addicts. They be on the street, smoke the fuck out. Then it's like you have people that's like, it's a lot of people I feel like it's getting laced. It's like people want to make their weed so strong and they put in extra stuff in it, and these people are smoking it, and then next thing you know, you see this person that looked decent one day and you start to see them more and more, and you're like, damn, this person, are they, like, what's going on with them? And nobody really want to talk about that. I told myself I do not want to deal with another man that smoke weed. Because when they're not smoking weed, their behavior is very much drug addict. It's not small irritation. It's very much I'm going through a bad withdrawal type of shit. Like, so I don't know. I just can't do it. I can't. New York City has, y'all know how Las Vegas, Los Angeles or LA, downtown LA, they say there's a lot of like homeless people, tent city, and wherever it is in California or whatever. Um, New York City is becoming, it's like I go outside and outside of my building sometimes, and I don't know if it's the sanitation department or who's doing it, but luckily somebody be picking up these people's shit and throwing it out the way and moving them out the way, because they would try to build like tents and stuff. And I live in one of the most dangerous parts of New York City. No funny shit. But that is not a norm for me to see to the extent that I've been seeing it. Usually these people go into abandoned buildings or back blocks, but it's becoming so like saturated or okay, or I don't, whatever the reason is, they're just out in the street. People are literally out in the street. Crackheads had some decorum, believe it or not, before. They would hide. These people be out in the street with the syringe and all of that. The spoon. Blood next to them. It's no shame. No, but they don't care. They don't care. I was walking the other day. Okay, I got about a minute and a half to go. I was walking the other day, like maybe a month or two ago, and this lady, this crackhead that's over here all the time, she's sitting on the ground, legs open, inspecting her choach. And usually when I see something, I'm a real New Yorker, I mind my fucking business. But it literally just came out of my mouth. I was like, that's fucking disgusting. I was so livid. I was pissed the fuck off. She's like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, and people are just walking by, and this woman has her choach out open looking at it. My stomach is turning. I'm so glad that my son is in college, that he's not over here. I'm so glad, because this ain't it. And what people don't realize is, like, No matter who's in office, people, I like seeing comments like this. Damn, it's gonna go a little over 20 minutes. I like seeing comments like this. It's like, oh, but y'all wrote it Democrat, blah blah blah. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Every year it progressively gets worse no matter who's in office. It just in increments it gets worse. It doesn't fucking matter. Y'all be trying to, it's the same coin, different side of the fucking coin. Like, it's the same animal. One is the fucking head, one is the ass. It's the same fucking animal. Anyways, go support. Go purchase. Like I had to tell somebody. I had to tell y'all before. There's a typo on here. Unfortunately, the word beauty is missing a T. So I'm trying to sell all these so I can go buy more labels and fix that fucking typo. Is that okay with y'all? Anyways, thank you for listening to my rants. What is your input? What city do you live in? What changes are you noticing? Is it a quality? Is it good quality of living? What's going on? What is going on? Oh, damn. I don't got no stickers on me. Anyways, I'll show you in another video.